My name is Evelyn Harper, 58 years old, and I've spent 25 years building a tech empire in San Francisco, pulling in $50,000 a month as a cybersecurity consultant for Fortune 500 companies. My daughter Lily, 29, never knew. To her, I was just a quiet mom who worked long hours at a boring IT job, lived in a cozy Oakland bungalow, drove a 10-year-old Honda, and shopped at thrift stores. I never corrected her assumptions. Why? Because I grew up in a small Midwest town where flaunting wealth got you ostracized, not admired. I learned early that real strength lies in what you do, not what you show. So I saved, invested, and built a fortune in silence, my wealth tucked away in portfolios and offshore accounts. My joy was watching Lily grow into a kind, grounded woman, a nurse who cared more about her patients than her paycheck. But when she called me last spring, her voice trembling with excitement, I sensed trouble brewing. "Mum, Ethan's parents invited us to a gala in Napa Valley this weekend. They're big in the wine industry. They want to meet you. Can you come?" Ethan, her 30-year-old fiancé, was a charming architect with a bright smile and big dreams. His parents, Claudia and Vincent Moreau, owned a vineyard empire worth millions. Lily's tone wasn't just excited, it was anxious, like she was bracing for judgment. "What do they know about me?" I asked, stirring my coffee in my cluttered kitchen. A pause. "I told them you work in IT, live simply, nothing fancy." Her words stung, not because they were wrong, but because they carried an unspoken apology. I was the modest mum she felt she had to explain. "All right, sweetheart," I said, keeping my voice steady. "I'll be there." I hung up, glanced around my home, worn couch, chipped mugs, no hint of my wealth, and decided to lean into their expectations. If they thought I was a struggling nobody, I'd let them. I wanted to see how they'd treat someone they deemed lesser. I wanted to know who they really were. Because in my line of work, I've learned one thing. People reveal their souls when they think you're beneath them. The gala was Saturday at a sprawling vineyard estate, all rolling hills and twinkling chandeliers. I chose my outfit carefully, a faded navy dress from a second-hand shop, scuffed flats, and a cheap plastic purse I hadn't used since the 90s. I tied my greying hair into a messy bun, skipped makeup, and looked in the mirror. I was invisible, ordinary, perfect. I took an Uber to Napa, the driver chatting about the event's exclusivity. "You sure you're going to this place?" he asked, eyeing my outfit. "Oh, I'm just meeting family," I replied with a shy smile. The estate was breathtaking, marble floors, crystal flutes, guests in designer gowns and tailored suits. I spotted Lily near a fountain, radiant in a borrowed emerald dress, her arm linked with Ethan's. He wore a sleek black tux, his dark hair perfectly styled. Beside them stood Claudia and Vincent, both in their early 60s, exuding old money elegance. Claudia's red gown shimmered with Swarovski crystals, her diamond necklace catching the light. Vincent's bespoke suit screamed wealth, his silver watch glinting as he gestured. I shuffled toward them, clutching my purse, my steps hesitant. Lily saw me first, her smile faltering. "Mom, you made it!" Her hug was warm but quick, her eyes darting to Ethan's parents. Ethan shook my hand, polite but stiff. "Ms. Harper, great to meet you." Claudia's gaze swept over me, her lips curving into a smile that didn't reach her eyes. "Evelyn, is it? So nice you could join us." Her handshake was limp, her tone syrupy. Vincent offered a curt nod. "Welcome. Enjoy the evening." They turned back to their conversation with a couple in furs, dismissing me without a second glance. I sat at their table, the farthest chair, as waiters glided by with champagne. The gala buzzed with laughter and clinking glasses, but I felt the weight of Claudia's occasional glances, her eyes cataloguing my dress, my shoes, my purse. "Lily tells us you work in IT," she said during a lull, her voice loud enough to draw attention. "Must be steady work." "It pays the bills," I replied softly, playing the part. "Just basic tech support, nothing special." Vincent chuckled, a low, patronising sound. "Honest work. Not everyone needs to chase ambition." The jab was subtle, but I caught it. Lily blushed, staring at her plate. Ethan shifted uncomfortably. Claudia leaned in, her perfume sharp. "It must be hard, though, living alone in Oakland. Rent's not cheap these days." "I manage," I said, eyes downcast. "I don't need much." Claudia's smile widened, pity dripping from it. "That's so admirable. Simplicity is charming." The word stung, but I nodded, letting her dig her hole. Dinner was a parade of excess: truffle risotto, wagyu beef, gold-dusted desserts. Claudia commented on every dish's price, her voice a mix of pride and performance. "This wine is $300 a bottle," she said, swirling her glass. "You can taste the craftsmanship." I sipped my water, murmuring, "Sounds lovely." Vincent joined in, mentioning their new villa in Tuscany, their yacht in Miami, their donations to elite charities. Each word was a flex, a reminder of their status. I listened, nodding, playing the naive widow they assumed I was. Lily tried to steer the conversation to Ethan's projects, but Claudia waved her off. "Evelyn, do you ever travel? See the world?" "Not really," I said. "I like my routine. Parks, books, simple stuff." Claudia exchanged a look with Vincent, her eyebrow raised. "How quaint." The condescension was palpable now, her tone sharpening. Vincent leaned back, smirking. "Lily's always been so grounded. Must come from you." The table went quiet. Ethan cleared his throat. "Mum, Dad, maybe we can talk about the wedding plans." Claudia ignored him. "Evelyn, we've been generous with Ethan and Lily. We paid for their condo deposit, $60,000, not a small sum. And their honeymoon, a $20,000 trip to Bali. We believe in setting our kids up right." Her eyes locked on mine, waiting for a reaction. "That's wonderful," I said, voice small. "I gave them a little something for the engagement. Not much, just what I could." Claudia's smile was triumphant. "Every bit helps, I suppose." The air grew heavy. Lily's hands twisted in her lap. Ethan stared at the table. I kept my face neutral, but inside, my resolve hardened. They thought they could measure me by my outfit, my simple life. They thought I was a burden, a nobody. I let them talk, let them reveal their shallow hearts. Claudia's next words were the final straw. "Evelyn, we want Lily and Ethan to thrive. No offence, but at your age, living on a tight budget, it's a lot for Lily to worry about. We're prepared to help, a small monthly stipend, say $600 to ease your burdens. In return, we'd ask you to give them space, let them focus on their future." The offer hung there, a veiled bribe to vanish. Lily gasped softly. Ethan's jaw tightened. I set my glass down, my movements slow, deliberate. The timid Evelyn was gone. I straightened, my voice steady, sharp. "That's a kind offer, Claudia. But let's clarify. You're offering me $600 a month to stay out of my daughter's life?" Claudia blinked, caught off guard. "I wouldn't say it like that. We just want to help." "Help," I repeated, my tone ice cold. "Like you helped with the condo. $60,000, you said, and the honeymoon, $20,000. That's $80,000 total. Impressive. But tell me, what did that buy you? Loyalty? Respect? Or just control?" Vincent's face darkened. "Watch your tone, Evelyn." "No," I said, standing. "You watch yours. You've spent this entire evening treating me like I'm invisible, like my worth is in my wallet. You assumed I'm poor, struggling, a burden. You offered me pocket change to disappear because you think money defines people. Let me show you how wrong you are. The table went silent. Guests nearby turned, sensing drama. Lily's eyes widened. I reached into my cheap purse and pulled out a sleek titanium card, my company's elite expense account, reserved for top-tier clients. I slid it across the table. This is my corporate card, unlimited limit. I'm not a tech support drone. I'm Evelyn Harper, lead cybersecurity consultant for half the Fortune 500. I earn $50,000 a month, have for 15 years. That's $9 million in gross income, not counting investments. I secure data for companies you buy your wine from. I've dined with CEOs in places you couldn't get a reservation for, and I did it all from nothing. No family money, no handouts, just my brain and my grit. Claudia's mouth opened, but no words came. Vincent's smirk vanished. Ethan stared, stunned. Lily whispered, "Mum?" I kept going, my voice steady but piercing. I dressed like this tonight to see who you really are, and you showed me, condescending, shallow, obsessed with status. You judged me before I said a word. You offered me $600. Vanish because you thought I was less than you. But here's the truth. I don't need your money, your pity, or your approval. I built my life. Can you say the same? Claudia clutched her necklace, her face pale. This is outrageous. You lied to us. I gave you a mirror, I shot back. You looked in it and saw yourselves. That's not my lie. That's your truth. Vincent stood, his voice low. You've made your point. Let's not ruin the evening. Too late, I said. You ruined it when you decided my worth was $600. Pay the bill with my card. Consider it a lesson in humility. I turned to Lily, softening. Sweetheart, I love you, but you need to decide what kind of life you want. One built on love or one chained to their wallets. I walked out, head high, leaving whispers in my wake. Ethan caught up to me outside, his face a mix of shock and admiration. Miss Harper, I had no idea. I'm sorry. Don't apologize, I said. Just talk to Lily, set boundaries. Choose your path. He nodded, returning to the gala. I took an Uber home, the driver silent this time. In my bungalow, I slipped into pajamas, made tea, and sat by my window, the city lights flickering. My phone buzzed. Lily. Mum, I'm so sorry. I need to see you, please. I didn't reply. Answer yet. She needed time to process, to choose her truth. The next morning, I woke at dawn, my routine unbroken. Coffee in hand, I watched Oakland stir, dog walkers, joggers, life humming along. My phone rang. It was Lily, her voice shaky but determined. Mum, can we talk? Ethan and I. We had a long night. I sipped my coffee. What happened? She exhaled. After you left, it was chaos. Claudia screamed about betrayal. Vincent called you manipulative. But I saw them, really saw them, for the first time. They're so obsessed with status, they forgot how to be human. I listened, letting her spill. I told them they were wrong to treat you like that. Ethan backed me up. We said we're done with their control, their money, their expectations. Claudia cried, said we're ungrateful. Vincent threatened to cut us off. But Mum, I felt free. For the first time, I wasn't afraid of them. My heart swelled. I'm proud of you, Lily. That took courage. It's because of you, she said. You showed me there's another way. I want to come see you. Ethan too. Tomorrow, I said. Take today to think. Real change isn't a moment. It's a choice you make every day. She agreed, and we hung up. I decided to clear my head with a walk through Lake Merritt. The air was crisp, the water shimmering. I sat on a bench, watching families and couples pass by, their lives simple yet full. A man in his 70s, wearing a worn jacket, sat beside me, tossing peanuts to squirrels. Nice day, he said, his voice gravelly. Perfect, I replied. He glanced at me. You look like you're carrying a story. I laughed. Perceptive, I had a wild night. Want to share? He asked, tossing another peanut. It helps to tell a stranger. I hesitated, then told him. About the gala, the disguise, the confrontation. He listened, nodding. No judgment. When I finished, he chuckled. You're a firecracker. Reminds me of my sister. She'd dressed down to mess with rich folks too. Taught me something. The fanciest people are often the emptiest. You're right, I said. They had everything. Money, status, but no heart. He tossed another peanut. I drove trucks for 40 years. Never had much, but I had my wife, my kids, my pride. That's wealth. You got that too, don't you? I smiled. Yeah, my daughter, my work, my peace. That's enough. He patted my shoulder. Keep that fire, lady. The world needs more like you. I walked home, his words lingering. The next day, Lily and Ethan arrived. Lily looked different, raw, real, no pretense. Ethan carried a quiet resolve. We sat in my living room, sunlight filtering through old curtains. Mom, Lily began, I'm sorry I let them treat you like that. I was blind. You weren't blind, I said. You were taught to stay quiet, but you spoke up. That's what matters. Ethan nodded. We set rules. No more money talk, no control. If they can't respect that, we'll keep our distance. Good, I said. Love doesn't come with strings. You're building something real now. Lily's eyes watered. Why didn't you tell me about your job, your money? Because I wanted you to love me for me, not my bank account, I said. I wanted you to value effort, not entitlement. Money's a tool, not a personality. She hugged me, tears falling. I want to be like you, strong, real, free. You already are, I said. Just keep choosing it. Ethan spoke up. Ms. Harper, I misjudged you too. I'm sorry, you're incredible. I smiled. Call me Evelyn, and don't apologise. Just be good to my daughter. They left, hand in hand, lighter. I felt it too. Peace, not from winning, but from truth. Over the next weeks, Lily and Ethan built their life, free from the morose shadow. Claudia sent a stiff apology text. Vincent didn't. I didn't care. My wealth wasn't in their approval. It was in my daughter's growth, my quiet bungalow, my honest life. One evening, I walked to the park again, the old man there with his squirrels. He waved. How's the firecracker? Still burning, I said, sitting beside him. Good, he replied. Never let it go out. I won't. I never will. Hey, did this story hit you as hard as it hit me writing it? Drop a like if Evelyn's truth shook you and share it to spread the vibe. Comment below. Where are you watching from and what's your takeaway? Hit that subscribe button for more stories that spark real talk. Check out the 2 new stories on your screen, and if you're feeling extra, send a super thanks to keep these tales coming. Love and respect always. See you in the next one.